Shimon Peres is due to go to Washington next week for his own talks with President Carter. I have two questions in this connection. One, did Mr. Peres discuss this with you in advance? And second, do you resent it?
My reply to the first question is negative. I learned about it whilst in Washington, and the rumor went around that it was arranged by our ambassador, Mr. Evron. I asked Mr. Evron, is that true? I never heard about it. In other words, I asked him, why didn't you inform the government? But it was not true. And therefore he turned to the Secretary of State and said, why? What happened? I never heard about it. I only know that technically, so I have no objection for talks to be held by Mr. Peres with President Carter and the Secretary of State. I even want to express my hope that he will strengthen our position concerning Jerusalem. God bless you.
Will this also be taken into consideration, the possibility of relieving the Defense Minister of his post, or would you prefer to...
I read about this story, namely by the announcements by the Defense Minister, Mr. Ezer Weizman, in the Washington Post and in the New York Times, excerpts of what he said at the Moquette here. And I was asked, what is my reaction? I answered, it's not proper for a Prime Minister, as long as he is abroad and not in his own country, to react to statements made, or perhaps not made, by a member of the government. When I return, with God's help, home, I will read statements in toto, I will think, and then decide whether it is worthwhile to react.